Recently, Realme launched their 7 series in India. Today in this video, I am going to be comparing Realme 7 with Poco M2 Pro and letting you know my opinion as to which is a more better option. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Let's get this video started. Let's start with the display and build quality. Both come with full HD Plus display. On the Realme 7, you get 90Hz fast refresh rate with Gorilla Glass 3 protection. On the M2 Pro, you get Gorilla Glass 5 protection with normal 60Hz display. On the rear, it's a plastic back on Realme 7 compared to the glass build quality on the Poco M2 Pro with Gorilla Glass protection. Moving on to the processor part, you get the latest Helio G95 on the Realme 7 compared to the Snapdragon 720G on the M2 Pro. 720G is more power efficient since it's a 8nm processor compared to the 12nm which is the G95. But if you look at the overall benchmark scores, Helio G95 on the Realme 7 scores better with about 2,92,000 compared to about 2,76,000 on M2 Pro. Next up, let's move on to the camera part. Both come with quad camera setup. On the Realme 7, you get 64 megapixel main camera which is having Sony IMX682 sensor with 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel black and white portrait and 2 megapixel macro. You have host of other features on these. M2 Pro comes with 48 megapixel main camera with Samsung ISOCELL Bright GM2 sensor. You get 5 megapixel macro, 8 megapixel ultra wide and 2 megapixel depth. On both you can shoot 4K at 30 frames per second. Moving on to the front camera, you get 16 megapixel selfie shooter on both the smartphones. You do get EIS and dedicated night mode on both. Let's move on to the battery part now. The battery on both the smartphones is 5000 mAh with a slight difference on the charger part. Realme 7 comes with 30 watt dart charger whereas M2 Pro has a little bit higher 33 watt charger. Moving on to the other features. In both you get side mounted fingerprint scanner, DDR4X RAM, UFS 2.1 storage, dual VoLTE support, Bluetooth 5.0, dedicated micro SD slot, wideband L1 support which will allow you to enjoy HD content, Gcam support. You do get IR blaster on the M2 Pro which is not there on the Realme 7. Let's move on to the storage part. Poco M2 Pro comes in 3 variants, that is 464, 664 and 6128, whereas Realme 7 comes in 2 variants, 664 and 8128. Overall, Realme 7 fares better on the display front with 90Hz fast refresh rate and a better camera sensor with Sony IMX682 and a better processor with G95, whereas you get a better build quality on the M2 Pro with a faster charger. In my opinion, Realme 7 fares better on most fronts and would be my choice of the two. What are your thoughts on this? Do let me know in the comments below. Until next time, this is Narayan signing off.